Welcome to our final Coach's Corner of the season, and our wrap-up show on our Coach's Corner feature is with Coach Walker, Chris Walker, our athletic director, who we appreciate taking time to visit with us. We wrap up 2015-16 and look forward to the future. Coach, was it a good sports season for Ponca City High School?
I think anytime you have kids that get to participate at the high school level and get to have fun, I think that's a great season. I think overall, I think it was a great success in that part. The wins and losses we can always improve on, but if you get right down to it, it's kids being kids and going out and doing something that they love to do, and our coaches getting to work with them, turning young kids into young women and young men. So I think it was a great year for us.
I know that everybody wants to win, but when you look at our football program under Coach Allen now going into his 5th season, and I can see the improvement in our program, even though maybe people don't see it because they just look at the box score and they see the wins and losses. What is your feeling about our football program?
Well, I think Josh has done an excellent job with improving our football program, and what I mean by that is it's not just about the wins and losses for me. At the end of the day, why are we here? It's to give kids an opportunity to be kids and get to do the things that they love. If you look at the Wildcat Bash that we have, that's not something that we had ever done before Josh got here. That was one of the things that I'd asked him to do, was try to help increase attendance and spirit, and that was an idea that he came up with, and Bob Bennett does an absolutely outstanding job. And so, we have 1,500 people show up to the bash, and then if you look at the pep assemblies that we have at the high school, I can remember 6-7 years ago, kids wouldn't even stand up during the pep assembly when they were bringing the football team out. Now the kids are actively involved in those things, and so judging on the wins and losses, there's always room for improvement in that category, but the overall things that mean the most to kids and to us coaches, I think Josh has done a great job with that.
Let's talk about the other fall sports programs. Looks like the girls' softball program, the volleyball, the cross country. It looks like all our programs in pretty good shape too.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie's done a great job with the volleyball team. They're getting started on their summer volleyball training. Softball, Josh Swain has done had a competitive year. They just had their tryouts. They're getting ready, and then Jason Levitt, since he's got here, he's continued to improve the wrestling program. I look for him to have an outstanding year this upcoming year. He, I easily think Jason Levitt's wrestling team could be a top 4 team this upcoming year. So there's some things to look forward to this upcoming season, and it's going to be an exciting year.
And as you go into the winter sports, you mentioned wrestling, the boys and girls basketball programs. You've got Coach Hibbler, who's been here now. This will be his 12th season, and Coach Fincher. He's got an opportunity to have a very good team too.
Yes, absolutely. Talking about the basketball program, Coach Hibbler. Coach Hibbler is a solid, steady coach. I think every year, if you look at his teams and you look at them at the beginning of the year and you compare them to the end of the year, they are improving. There is not very few games that they are in that they are completely outscored. They are always going to be competitive, always battling. I know it seems like it's always a 2 or 3 point game there at the end, but that's because the coach and the kids have fought so hard to keep it that close. You look at some of these other 6A schools or 5A schools that we're competing against, they're just loaded with talent. Not to say our kids aren't talented, it's just the numbers game. They just have more basketball type kids, and our coach and our kids do a great job battling in there. In regards to Coach Fincher, he's new to our school system, and I think anytime you have change, there's going to be there's that transition period. Coach Fincher is a tough, hard-nosed coach, and he expects a tremendous amount out of those kids, but he wants to win, and he knows we've got the talent to win. And you know, the girls, if you watch them in the practice room, I mean, they are giving him 110% because he expects 110%, and I truly think that the rewards are going to be there.
And then our spring sports, Daniel Langston won his third straight championship in tennis. That kind of topped off what was a pretty good year, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Langston did something that is absolutely outstanding. A three-time state champion. That's phenomenal for any school system, and especially ours. I think Daniel's represented our tennis program and Ponca City athletics tremendously. I know that Coach Larimer, he's extremely happy for him and proud of him. You know, he got to sign. He's going to go play tennis at the next level. You know, it's very, very few and far between that you have a kid at the caliber that Daniel's at.
What were your thoughts on Ponca City hosting not only 2 golf regionals, but 2 tennis regionals? That doesn't happen very often either, does it?
No, it doesn't happen that often. But, you know, again, that shows you the type of coaches that we have here. A lot of times those things are done, they're given to coaches or programs that are respected tremendously in those sports. And, you know, in those 2 programs that you just mentioned, you know, we've got coaches that have been in their respective sports for 20 plus years, and they've got that respect. And so it's easy for the association to give those types of games to them. And plus, our community does an outstanding job. The country club and their members, they allow us to use their tennis facility plus their golf course. We're able to provide those types of excellent facilities because of our community. The city allows us to use their tennis courts, which is a phenomenal place to hold the regionals. And, you know, it's great for our kids to get to have those things here because that's just one less place that they have to travel. And our kids travel everywhere.
Mm-hmm. One more thing before we let you go, Coach Walker. I know people were excited about the improvements to our athletic facilities. And is it too early to tell us when we're going to see some of these improvements? Will it be in the fall, or are we still a ways away?
Well, it's a little early to give you specific dates. Our Director of Operations, Ed Smith, and Dr. Pennington, you know, they've got some dates out there, but those things are always a little bit flexible with bids and designing with the architecture, those types of things. You know, before I get too far into that, I'd like to thank the community. You know, it's been 25 years since the athletic facilities have been updated, you know, on this scale. And you know, whether our kids are competing for state titles or not, our kids still deserve the absolute best that as a community we can provide for them. And I assure you that those kids are truly appreciative. I know our coaching staff is. And, you know, if you think about it, the majority of people that are coming to Ponca City because of our school system, they're coming here to watch football games, wrestling matches, basketball games. So those are the facilities that, you know, a lot of times people judge us by. So, and we've got great facilities. It's just they needed updating, and that's what the community has given us, and we are profoundly thankful for that. And you know, I'd say, you know, within the next year, without a doubt, you're going to start seeing some of those projects get started. I know that we've been meeting a lot with the architects, and so that process is moving forward.
Very good. Coach, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy, but it won't be long till we're talking about the football season and all the things that happen in the fall, too. So we appreciate your time. Chris Walker, Ponca City High School Athletic Director, on our Coach's Corner feature. Have a great summer.